Hi, I'm Benji Hardy with the Arkansas Times. Max is out sick today, so I've got your news headlines for Monday, December 14th. We'll start with Mike Huckabee. Alice Stewart, the communications director for Mike Huckabee's presidential bid, confirmed today that she's no longer with the campaign. She provided no other details to reporters about the circumstances of her departure, but it's yet another sign that the Huckabee campaign is not doing so well. Polls show that he's losing evangelical voters, which is his key source of support, to Texas Senator Ted Cruz in early primary states and in the South. Cruz even dominates Huckabee in straw polls of Arkansas that we've seen, of Arkansas Republicans, that is. Huckabee also failed to make it into the main stage lineup for the final televised Republican debate, which is set for this Tuesday evening. Before working for Huckabee, Alice Stewart hosted a conservative talk radio show in Little Rock, and before that, in previous election cycles, she also worked for a couple of other long-shot evangelical presidential candidates, former Pennsylvania Senator Rick Santorum and former Minnesota Representative Michelle Bachmann. The University of Arkansas at Fayetteville is reaffirming a pledge to meet ongoing carbon emissions reduction targets as part of the recent Global Pact on Climate Change reached over the weekend in Paris. This isn't exactly anything new. In 2007, the Fayetteville campus and many other institutions around the country signed a pledge setting goals for reducing their carbon footprints over the coming decades. Today, the U of A is one of over 300 colleges and universities in the U.S. that have joined such a pledge called the American Campuses Act on Climate. But it's still important, even though the pledge itself isn't nothing new, because reaffirming those goals shows that the U of A is taking its non-binding pledge on reducing emissions seriously. It's hoping to be carbon neutral by the year 2040. I haven't heard any other Arkansas colleges or universities making such a pledge thus far, so let's hope that some others follow the U of A's lead. There's an interesting report today from Arkansas Business that takes a deep look at a class action settlement that a Little Rock lawyer says is unfair to class members who are clients in the suit. According to Little Rock attorney Robert Trammell, the plaintiff's lawyers in the suit arranged the terms of a settlement with the defendant, an insurer called the United Services Automobile Association, to be favorable to plaintiff's attorneys in terms of the fees awarded to them, while at the same time placing an unreasonable burden upon the members of the class that were making the claims in the first place. Money that's not paid out in claims would then revert back to the insurance company, that is the defendant. So Robert Trammell is saying basically that the plaintiff's lawyers representing this class are shortchanging the class in terms of the settlement. Now, this is especially of interest because one of those representing the plaintiffs is the Texas law firm of John Goodson, who's built his career on major class action suits. Goodson also is husband to Arkansas Supreme Court Justice Courtney Goodson, who's running for the chief position on the High Court this year. Goodson's firm was rebuffed previously by the U.S. Supreme Court in 2013 for pursuing a strategy towards class action suits that involved steering cases before friendly judges in state-level courts, then extracting large attorney's fees in the ensuing settlements. The U.S. Supreme Court's judgment made it easier for defendants to get their cases out of state court and into federal court. But now it appears that Goodson's firm is pursuing a different strategy towards those sorts of suits. The case against United Services Automobile Association landed in federal court in early 2014, but after a year worth of talks around a settlement between the plaintiffs and the defendants' attorneys, both sides then asked the federal judge to dismiss the suit. The very next day, it reappeared in a state court with a proposed settlement attached. Arkansas Business has spoken to legal experts on class action suits who explain why both sides in such a suit might agree to move it out of federal court into a state venue. The reason is that they might be concerned that the federal judge in the suit would not approve the terms of the settlement. Arkansas Business has spoken to legal experts on class action suits who explain why both sides in such a suit might agree to move it out of federal court and into a state venue instead, because of concerns that the federal judge might not approve the terms of that settlement if they're too favorable to the attorneys involved. So again, Robert Trammell is saying that the terms of this suit are too favorable to the attorneys. We'll see what happens. In other news from the courts that's a little bit more digestible, the federal 8th Circuit has revived a lawsuit about who can legally clean teeth in Arkansas. The suit was originally brought by Ben Burris, a Fayetteville orthodontist who had been providing low-cost cleaning services at multiple locations. He was forced to stop by the state's Dental Regulatory Board. That's because, according to Arkansas law and the dental board, only a dentist can clean teeth, not an orthodontist or other dental specialist, even if he or she has been previously trained to do that. In the past, U.S. District Judge Brian Miller dismissed the suit, but on appeal, the federal Eighth Circuit said that the reasoning behind Miller's dismissal was incorrect, so Miller will now get the case back to reconsider. That's all I've got today. Back tomorrow.
You feel it in your heart, the spirit of Little Rock. We've had that spirit since 1927, helping build our city by producing decades of leaders in the heart of our state. We are the heart of business and innovation, the heart of politics and government, the heart of arts and culture, and in our city beats the heart of a Trojan. UALR, we are Little Rock's team and Little Rock's University.